Welcome, friends and fellow horse fiends. You've landed on Come Ride With Me, a podcast dedicated to helping you find harmony, joy, and success in your riding. I'm your host, Anna Fox of Equus Enlightened. This pod isn't about training your horse, but about training you to be the best partner for your horse. Listen to find out how I use my intention to direct my ride. You'll hear how I decide what to focus on, what to say yes to, and when to redirect my horse. You'll see how not getting frustrated or overwhelmed is the easiest path to sanity and harmony. So, what are you waiting for? Come ride with me. Hey, horse fiends. Today, I am going to give you a taste of what my lessons are like. So, big shout out to my student Meredith for helping me with this, and her wonderful horse Namaste, who we've seen before. We're going to join them in the warm-up of their lesson and see what develops from there.
Now, fluff him up a little bit so he doesn't, there. Now get stretchy again. There. Okay. Good. Now, can you get him to bring his neck up, sit down a little bit behind, and not brace against you? So like right there, push the haunches out a bit and then allow him to stretch again. There you go. And then as soon as you feel him give over his back again, pick up the reins again. Yeah, and then a little haunches out, like activate that inside hind, and then allow him to stretch just a little bit, just so you feel like he gets the idea that this is what you want. Good. And then again, shortening up the rein, and then little haunches out. Kind of hold him there. Then give just for a couple steps. Kind of make it like that yo-yo, and your yo-yo string is getting shorter each time. And be aware of that place where he is going to come up. Where's that place? What do you feel as he starts to do that? Where does the energy get stuck? And can you mitigate it, right? Like, is there something you can do right before that to say, oh, but I want you to stay here? Remember, play with it. Doesn't have to be a certain way. Better. There you go. Woo. And it's fine if you lose it for a step. Like if you do something and you're like, oh, I think this is helping. And then it's like, oh, that was too much. That's fine. Just know that you had the right idea, but you went a little too far. Well, so next time, don't do as much. A little bit. And maybe even there, increase the bend a little bit. Like just sort of turn your left fingers towards your face when you ask, so that it changes the angle of the bit. There. Good, now let your circle out and let him stretch you again. Don't let him get faster. And that's normal, right? Because he's trying to figure out what we want him to do and how he's got to coordinate his muscles and work everything. So now, try to pick up your reins again. straight on the circle, and just think, what do I do? How can I do this without disturbing what I had? And if it disturbs it, that's fine. Go back to the same thing. Yeah, and then let him stretch again. Good. Yes. And now try to pick him up again. The quicker he responds with a stretch, the better. The better he's going, okay, I know you guys want me to stay relaxed. I know you don't want me to brace. I'm just trying to figure out how I can do that. So also, like, you want to be active in playing with ideas, but you don't want to be so active that you're not letting him figure it out, right? So good, let the circle be big again, and then let him stretch. And then shorten your reins again. And this seems like such a boring and tedious exercise, but it's so helpful in teaching them how to work their parts and how to come up underneath. And it's not boring and tedious if you know the purpose and you're active in it and you have a playful feeling about it, right? Good. And then maybe just let him walk for a second and then we'll canter. Oh boy. So what did it feel like to you as you were working through that?
You can't hear Meredith's response here because she's not mic'd, but I like to ask people how they feel so that I can get a sense of what they're thinking about as we're working through this, rather than just telling them, this is what you should be doing, these are the aids you should be using, because every horse and every person is a little bit different.
What I like to do is when I feel that way, when I feel like there's a one spot in there and I can't really feel it out, a lot of times I go back to the walk and do it at the walk. As you're starting to collect them and you're starting to teach them to scrunch up their bodies a little bit, it's like with people, we always call it in the shoulder. You call it a painful arc. There's like a place where people can lift stuff, but it's painful, and then once they get past that point, they're good to go again. Not that it's a painful arc, but it's a bracey arc, and a lot of people just get past that bracey point. Screw it, right? Like, oh, we got past it, okay, good. But the problem is, when you want to go do something probably that needs more collection, piaffe, passage, or needs more elasticity, changes. That bracey part is your nemesis, right? Because it's still there. And people are like, why? Well, because you never worked through it in the beginning. So it's one of those things, like we talked about, how, you're never done with the basics. You're always just making them better, right? So now we've gotten to the point where he stretches on his own. He maintains his rhythm while he's stretching. He's not always wanting to fall on his nose. Sometimes you got to remind him. But, those things, I would check off his self-carriage list now, right? So now it's like, okay, now we need to teach him, you can collect and you don't have to brace right there, because we can get him up there, right? Because he will get to a place and be soft again. But then we're going to always be going back to that one spot. So that doesn't mean that we can't work in all positions, right? So we can work him. We know his canter, for instance, is not that great still in the stretchy. Getting there, but it's still not as good as the trot. So now we can pick him up. We can get him a little collected, work him a little higher up, and then kind of work the yo-yo from the backwards angle. So it doesn't mean that you can't work, people are like, oh, wow, Does that mean I gotta stay? I can't do anything but this stretchy trot until I figure out how to get him up? No. It just means you want to work it from both ends. So sometimes we might go to a more collected trot and then ask him to stretch. Maybe just to that point where you think the brace is, and then come back. And that's why it's really important for the rider to understand and know when they feel that brace is going to come. And you'll get there. I think you're already sort of in there. But you'll get to a point where you're like, I know, in my legs, in my gut, I know that if I go one more, it's going to go. So, but sometimes people just push past all of that information and they don't
stop to acknowledge that information.
Think about maybe a little shoulder in this direction, or even a little haunches in, whatever you feel like, or a little renvers. That tends to bring his shoulders up nicely and make him straight. And when you feel like you've got the shoulders up and he's straight and he's relaxed, ask him to canter. Good. Good. Just kind of, there you go. Better. Now let's walk and do it again. Just for the sake of, now, put him on a circle right here, just so I can see him from the front. Or the side. There. Ooh, I liked that. There. There. And now kind of fluff him up with your leg. Loosen your leg and kind of be like, yes, there. Yeah. You know, the fluffing, then they don't get against you. So like fluff him with the leg, and then if you need to fluff him a little bit with the rein because he got bracey. Yeah, there. Good. So put him on like a big circle down here. And what we'll do is we'll kind of work the open side of the circle as the lengthened side, and then try to bring him back. And what I want you to do, that thing where he breaks when he comes back from the lengthening is the same thing as the bracing, right? It's the same thing. So when you feel it, you're going to like fluff, fluff, fluff with your legs. Don't get, don't stop. Go fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. Forward, yeah. Good. Now tighten up your core. Make your seat arc shorter. Shorten, shorten. How short can you make him? How short can you make him? How short can you make him before he trots? And then if you feel like he's going to trot, let him out and fluff, fluff, fluff. If he loses the roundness or whatever, we don't care.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yeah, see, right there. It's the same thing. There's that one spot where he's like, I think this is it, but damn, it's hard to hold it. Right? And so that's where you just got to encourage him with the fluff, fluff, fluff. And if he, at that point, comes out of it because it's too hard, it's okay. We would rather that than him trot at this point. Like, we just want to kind of say, could you canter through it? There you go. Now, yeah, he's above the bit, and he's like, we can now let him go a little bit, get him back to his sweet spot with a little lengthen, right? Just a little more energy. And then, when you feel like that's good, you bring him back again. And you don't have to wait a long time. That's okay. Again, you take those as you take those as learning opportunities. All right, so let's just try the same thing to the left. And if you feel like at any time, like you feel like he's in that place where he might trot and you kind of got to kick him on to keep him going, and you need to just go straight and not be on a circle, then just do it. Like, don't feel like, I would rather you like shoot out the long side and he goes forward than, you tried to keep the circle and he breaks. Just because it's a habit for him. He's not being bad, it's just a habit that he's developed. And we want to kind of counteract it. Yeah, now see if you can get him a little rounder, a little more there. And now maybe a little shoulder in. So he just has to play around. There you go. Better. Maybe a little haunches in. Or a little round bear, whatever. Like again, he should be able. There you go. Good. Yeah. And it's nothing wrong with asking him to canter right from there. If you get a nice haunches in. He says it's hard though. Just building. He's like, I'm getting tired. It's hot today. Oh, nice. Nice. I like the way you let go and then ask for the canter. Good. Good. Fluffy, 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 fluffy with the legs. There you go. Now, when you get on the open side, go forward. And then bring him back with your core and your breath. And then fluff, fluff, fluff. Whoop. Fluffy, fluffy, push your hands forward, fluffy. Go, 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 go. Yes. That's self-carriage right there. Good. Oh my goodness. Good. There. Yeah, fluff, fluff, fluff. Good, good. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Lift, and you can even like give him a little with like on the bed, like come here, and little with your legs, like get out there. Yeah, he's tired now. Yeah. So right here, come a little bit longer, little forward, go forward, go forward, go forward, go forward. Good. Yes, now bring him back a little bit. That's okay. Go. Just go forward. Go forward, go forward. Good, good, good. Now this time, just keep your canter normal right now. Good. And as you get on the open side, go forward. Forward, forward. There. Push your hands forward a little bit. Let him go. Let him go. Now, bring him back, but think fluffy with your legs. Fluffy, fluffy. Push your fingers towards his mouth. Fluffy. Good. Good. Yeah, just keep working it. Shorten your reins a bit. Ah, so close. That's okay. A little bit right there, I think, like you just kind of lost contact with him and he was like, oh what happened? What do I do? There you go. A little bit, yeah. So shorten your reins a little bit. Just get your hands closer to his neck. But push your pinkies towards the corners of his mouth. Yes, yes, there, there, there. Now make him a little straighter. Little counter flex for a step and then go, yeah. Oh, you were so close. Good. It's all right. Yeah. Oh, nice. All right, so go forward right here. Go forward. Go forward. Go forward. Now ask him to come back. Very nice. Now Fluffy. Counterflex him. Doesn't tilt his head, but Fluffy. And keep it together. Lift him a little bit. Slow him down. There. Yes. Yes. It's okay. It's okay. That'll go away.
Good boy, good boy.
Yes.
Good boy, come on.
Yes, 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 yes. Good. 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 Keep kicking. Keep kicking. Keep kicking. Now when you get out here somewhere, you can go trot. Good. Woo, he said. Look at me, he's like, oh my God. Woo! Good boy, nice transition.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Come Ride With Me. My goal is to demonstrate to riders that we don't have to do something every second of a ride. We don't have to do things a certain way or at a certain time. Just staying present with your horse and gathering non-judgmental information about how they are going is way more beneficial than overthinking and overworking. If you'd like to learn more about what I do at Equus Enlightened, you can find me at equisenlightened.net or on patreon.com/equisenlightened. You can also find me on social media as Equus Enlightened. I will put all the links in the show notes. And until next time, happy riding. Oh, before you go, please remember to rate, review, and share this pod so others can find it. I would love constructive criticism, but like my mom used to say, if you don't have anything really nice to say, there's no need to say it. Just ride on, my friends. Have a great week.